just a little bit, just a taste. Want, right there. Yeah, yeah. Ha. Yeah. That beat right there, that's for real. Yeah. We got 5 minutes until showtime. The voice of reason, Talk Radio. I'm having one of those intimate shows. It's just gonna be me and Mimi. Everybody love Mimi, man. She be coming in here with that monkey suit. It's about to go down in the town. In 5 minutes, 4 minutes, we gonna get busy. You underdig? What's happening, peoples? Yay! It's about to go down. I'm trying to tell you. So you already know what you gotta do. You gotta call us. 323-230-4610. People are asking how you donate. Listen, I know it's Friday, payday. In the chat room, there's this little button down at the bottom of the chat room. It looks like a $sign. You click it, you donate. That's how it works. And that's for the YouTubers, right? If you don't see that little $sign, then that basically means your YouTube page isn't in good standing. If you want to donate, you can go to my GoFundMe page, www.gofundme.com/ZO Williams. Or you could go to my PayPal account, ZOWilliamsOrders@gmail.com. ZOWilliamsOrders@gmail.com. And I'm just feeling really good right now because the quality and the level of the production is great. We got 3 minutes. Mimi is parking. We're going to have a real hella discussion right now. Yep. That track is, ugh. Turn it up just a little bit. Let me. Bring it back one more time. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. In the name of all that is holy. In the name of and all that is delicious. Mimi, I'm not even gonna look at you, Mimi. I can't look at you. Lord. Mimi, you right here. God. Damn it, Bobby. Are you ready? Did you get the time? It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
Well, I'm walking
Look,
in.
hey, Zoe. Mimi's show was a straight party last night. You motherfucking right.
That's right. I hear a lot of backup or like you hear something. It's a weird sound. It sounds like kind of.
You know the headphones is cheap.
I should have brought it.
Mine sound crispy than a bud. 60 seconds.
To take these ones. No, it's better.
You good now?
I'm good.
Excellent.
Empower Atlanta and the world. Last year, we made history with the beauty, the pageantry, the majesty, and we write black at ya. The second annual Black Power Awards, a celebration of black excellence. Saturday, November 18th, hosted by rapper and activist David Banner and actress Ernestine Johnson. Honorees include Dr. Matulu Shakur, Dr. Rita Marley, and hip-hop legend himself, Rakim Allah. For tickets and information, go to blackpowerawards.com or call 404-439-1044. The second annual Black Power Awards, Saturday, November 18th at the Sheraton Atlanta, downtown.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason. The chat room is already on fire.
Clowning.
You under dig? Turn that beat
love
up
it.
a little bit, man.
Love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the voice of reason with none other than Zoe Williams.
That's right.
I got Mimi in the building. The chat room on YouTube is already going crazy. Listen,
What's up?
DASHTALK-Radio listeners, you'll hear me reference YouTube a lot. That's because this live radio broadcast is being broadcast through my YouTube page that has over 30,000 subscribers. You under dig?
That's right.
So they peeping us, they can see us where our listeners cannot. So every now and again, you'll hear me reference somebody who said something in the chat room. And that's because we're live on YouTube. And Mimi just walked in here. It's a onesie short set. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but just looking delicious. And the chat room goes crazy because they see her body and they see how great she looks. And Mimi's cold. What up, Mimi?
What it do?
You ready?
I'm ready. I stay ready, and then I don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
What
Make that
up?
nigga take care of your kids. Make that nigga say your kids is his.
Right now.
On the E40 side of the game.
For sheezy.
So, let's do it. I got a couple of things to promote, which is common. Where that box? I walked in here with a box. Total package energy. It's not a game. You might as well get your case now. I've been handing out bottles. Phil looked like he was about to fall asleep. I hit him upside the dome piece with a bottle. Woke his ass right up. Total package energy. Look, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 rush, 0 jitters, 0 crash.
0.
Enhanced vitamins, natural ingredients, and amino acids. Energy shots. It's an energy boost, neural enhancer, stamina sustainer, and antioxidant. These brothers are good brothers. I got nothing but love for them. Total package energy. You get 12 in a case. You know, you get 12 in a case. You under dig? I've already used up 3 of them. You want one of these?
You know what I do?
You better handle your scandal like a vandal.
Oh, I got this. What?
You under dig? Great product. Love these brothers. Please continue to, cash mob them. Every time I present a business or a company, it is incumbent upon the people who support the show and support what I do, to cash mob these brothers, all right? Man, it's getting low. It's dwindling down to the end of this book.
Y'all need y'all.
I'm going to tell you right now, after these are gone, the only way you're going to be able to get it is on the iPhone, the iBook, or the Kindle. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to be able to get the relationship dismount. How to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You go to my website, IamZoWilliams.com. That's how you do that. There's some other stuff I want to promote. I love Sugar Crisp. Whoever Sugar Crisp is in the chat room, they always tell people to donate. They put up the little hand with the little dollar sign. Donate to this chat room or donate to this little radio channel on YouTube. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason. What else? I got one more thing to promote, though. Oh, you heard the commercial at the beginning of the show. The Black Power Awards rapidly approaching. I'm going to be down there. I got a relationship workshop to do. Relationship dismount workshop in Atlanta. As well as I'm co-hosting a party for legendary rapper, Hall of Fame party for legendary rapper, Rakim Allah.
All right now.
So I'm real excited about that. Shit's about to be lit. So, and then something else. No, I'm going to save that for Monday. So, Total Package Energy, yeah, we covered. Everything's covered for this show. All right. Now, Mimi, what the hell happened on your show last night?
Oh, my God. Where do I begin? Okay.
Mimi that got a whole crazy crew of folks, and they just be going in on her show.
They don't stop.
They do not stop.
It's crazy. We almost need more time because it goes by so quick.
That's how you know you're doing a good show.
If
it goes by fast, that you have fun, that lets you know you got a good show.
Oh, yeah, and I had fun.
Hey, me too. I was in there crying.
Me too. I loved it. I had people texting me, I love the show. I'm like, that's what's up. So, hey, we're going to do some shit. Hey.
And that's how it's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
If people are not reaching out, letting you know that they feel the show, then, you might want to do something else. But Mimi got it popping right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm there.
We doing it. So we doing it, okay? Sure.
And we going to get Mimi set up at her show with the Mevo situation.
Yes.
Camera, the whole get down.
Yes.
So there it is.
We going to do it, y'all.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Today's topic. Now, for the new people tuning in, let me just give you a brief rundown of what we do here. The Voice of Reason tries to bring understanding and clarity to relationship via the woman's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tonight we just got Mimi, which is fine. But I like to put women in situations where they clarify their beliefs about relationships without judgment. A lot of people want to judge women and, be on their head. A lot of men want to get at them real tough. And no. I create a comfortable environment for the women to be able to open up and share their truth. That's how this works.
And we love it.
And it's a cold situation. Now, we hit all types of topics. So I got another topic that's important, especially as it pertains to women, especially as it pertains to black women, black men and women. And oh man, it's going to be crazy. Today's topic, get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 323-230-4610.
Call.
Good relationship myths. What are some good relationship myths? A lot of people think a good relationship is ... Then once they get whatever that idea is, they find out that they're underwhelmed. And that really wasn't a good relationship idea.
Right.
Or
Absolutely.
belief. Good relationship myths, an intriguing look into the potentially disastrous beliefs regarding intimate relationships. You already know I got questions.
All right, let's do it.
These questions are hard.
Okay.
Here we go. Is the concept of happily ever after the biggest relationship myth of all?
Absolutely.
God damn.
Absolutely.
Because you got a lot of motherfuckers running around thinking, this is it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it, baby.
And they don't make it.
They don't make it.
Not even close.
Not even close. They didn't even make it out the gates.
Right.
True or false? Complaints are not necessarily a bad thing in intimate relationships.
Well, true, because if the person works on it, then that can turn the complaint into hopefully some happiness. Changes hopefully can be made.
Well, look at it this way, Mimi. When the red light comes on in your car, that red indicator light, whether it be an oil, whether it be check engine, is that a complaint from the car?
Yes, letting you know what's up. It's like, hey, you need to check some shit out.
It's just letting you know what's up.
Right.
True or false, a relationship myth is basically a broad generalization that is generally accepted by the culture. So everybody's kind of like, yeah, that's what it is. That's a good relation. But really, it's a myth.
Right.
It's not true. And it doesn't apply to everybody or every situation.
This is true.
Oh, God. As it pertains to intimate relationships, is unconditional loyalty a myth?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
In a lot of relationships, it is. I mean, not all, but a lot.
A lot. True or false? Fact or fiction? I'll never hurt you.
Oh, man. Fiction. Fiction. Because people hurt you even though they didn't want to, but it's something they chose to do. So when you find out, then that's when they're sorry. Really, while they're doing it, they're really not sorry at the time. They're just sorry they got caught. So now they must apologize for what they've done. But really, had they not been caught, they wouldn't even feel the need to say they were sorry because they did not get, you know what I mean? It's the getting caught is when they want to say they're sorry.
Oh, man, I got a couple more. And then we're going to get into the conversation. True or false? Once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah, call
Kind of
us.
true.
323-230.
It's true.
4610, 323-230-4610. True or false? Once a beater, always a beater.
I'm going to say true.
230, 4610. And the final true or false for this particular segment. Marriage is just a piece of paper.
True if you're not living by the right things that relationship should have in it. You know what I mean? You can get married and the marriage is just a piece of paper if it's not filled with the right consistencies.
Wow, here we go. Let me just do it like this. Mimi, in your relationship scenarios, situations, and circumstances,
okay,
what are the top 2 relationship myths that were revealed to you in any particular relationship?
Oh, well, the number one that we mentioned earlier was the happily ever after thought. Because when you fall in love with someone, you think this is it. I mean, your heart is racing, your stomach is excited. You feel like a little kid almost when you feel that type of love. So when you feel that love, you think this is it. No one else is making me feel like this person is making me feel. And so when the results are that that's not the case, it can be very devastating to some people. Because, you know, it's like a roller coaster. You're all the way high. And for you to come off this high, you had to go a long way down.
Well, the bottom line is relationship is momentary.
Yeah.
I know niggas don't want to hear that. God damn it. We be invested in all type of fantasies, trust, and, you know, if you trust me, I trust you, then you don't really trust.
Right.
If your trust is contingent upon receiving, you don't really trust. If you're loyal, if your loyalty is contingent upon receiving loyalty, then you're not a loyal person. I'm down because you down.
Right.
I thought you was just down. I thought you was just built that way. But most people are not like that. Relationships are transactional, especially in a transactional society, in a culture that's transactional. So we can't help but be the way that we are.
Right.
Even though we have this Disney kind of fantasy in our mind that when I find that person that's 100, boy, that's going to be great. Then I can be 100. It's like, no, be 100.
Yeah. But you know what the problem is with that? People have been 100 with someone that was 25 with them. So it made like almost like a scar, you know? So then you say, you know what, the next time I give myself on that type of level, I want to make sure the person is receiving me on the same level or at least lateral. You know, nothing is ever the same. No two people can actually love each other exactly the same. One person is more, they love each other, but there's no real rule to measurement of that. So I feel like people go through things and then it makes them turn into that person. They say, you know what? I'm a good man. I'm a good woman, but I'm not going to just give myself like I did to the last person. They used me. They abused me. They played me. They hurt me. They did X, Y, Z to me. So the next time I do this, it's going to be with someone who has earned that. And I think that's where that falls into.
Wow. Can you ever really earn a myth?
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. But I think we live in a world, especially with women, is how you make them feel. So if you make her feel, even if it's a lie, you know what I mean? Some men walk around telling lies. So, and that woman is in love with those lies. So it's all about what you're, presenting and who you're presenting it to. Some people need to see action, and some people will take just words and be happy with words.
Wow. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear your relationship myths. What have you learned through the vehicle of relationship? Maybe it didn't work, but you learned something about how you think and what you used to believe in. What are your relationship myths? Call me right now. I see the super chat is cracking. Please continue that movement throughout the show. We'd appreciate it greatly. Thank you so much. I'm going to shout everybody out in a second. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Call us right now with your relationship myth. You had to go through one in order to discover one. So why don't you call me right now? Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Wait. Turn your life down. Your life is loud.
Even if it's a lie.
Turn your entire...
in love with those lies.
Hello.
What you're presenting and who you're presenting.
Okay.
Was she talking to you?
That was me talking.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Fact or fiction? Our significant other is not responsible for making us happy. So many people think, I will get with them and I'll be so happy.
Well, fact. You know why? You have to be happy first within yourself. Because if you look for someone else to make you happy, you'll always be disappointed. So if you start off happy with yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, knowing who you are, because that's important, then that way you know what you're going to go for and what you're not. And if somebody presents things that you say, hey, that's something that I can't deal with, at least you're responsible to know you. I think it's important to know you. You know what I mean?
No question, Mimi. That's important.
Know who you are.
But you know how many people are afraid to even look in the mirror of themselves? They don't want to know themselves.
No, you're right. And some people, even when the mirror is in their face, I was out one day with some friends, and not to tell the exact details, but their family member was there, their auntie, and the auntie was saying that this person always acts a certain way. And I agreed, but the person shut down completely because they didn't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people can't face who they are or what they do. You know what I'm saying? They will make up every excuse for why someone else did something, but never face the reality that I did something as well.
Mimi, these people in here got jokes right now.
What they say?
Somebody said, Zoe, help me.
Yeah, help me open the bottle.
Help Mimi open this bottle.
Help me.
Let me tell you. These motherfuckers be on tight little motherfucker.
Yeah, tell them it was tight, though. Tell them.
It was tight, man.
You know what? And I got muscles, though, y'all. So.
You see me, like my bullshit intimation? It was tight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Voice of Reason on Dash Radio, man. We have a heated topic. is anything about relationship real?
Man.
Is anything real? Everything is a myth.
A lot of it is definitely a myth.
Because ask yourself a question. Are your beliefs about relationships permanent? Or do they change? As you learn, as you grow, those motherfuckers change.
They change.
And when they change, typically your partners change.
Right.
Oh, hell. It's all a myth. There is no trust.
No.
Nobody wants to. Let's just delve into why I say there's no trust. Right? I say there's no trust because what is it that you're trusting in?
Right.
Are you trusting in the idea? Are you trusting in the person? And are you trusting in the end results, the behavior that the person must execute in order for your expectations to be fulfilled?
Yeah, people are looking for the things to be fulfilled, whatever those things are in their life. And when those things are being fulfilled, then they start becoming uncomfortable in the relationship, thinking, oh, well, you don't do what you used to do, or I'm not happy, or, problems begin to come if both people aren't doing what they were doing when the relationship first started, or to add good things to it. You can't take away the good you were doing.
But see, this is what most people don't understand about love. Number one, the feeling of love, or what is described as love, is biochemical. And that shit wears off over time. So during this biochemical phase of newness and interaction and exchange and feeling and vibing, we make excuses for ourselves and our partners.
Yes.
We overlook little bullshit, which actually later on comes back to bite us in the ass because we didn't say something when we should have said something when we first saw it.
Right. That's
so
right.
Again, the belief that, okay, well, maybe they'll change, or maybe they'll recognize that this makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't want to rock the boat.
Or maybe a belief in, they don't want to rock the boat, or maybe a belief that, shit, I can't rock the boat.
Right.
This is a good situation. This is a good person. Maybe I can deal with that.
Right. Yeah, because some people, and especially if certain things are happening in that relationship, people will make up excuses for things that are not making them happy because they're happy with other things. And they feel like, well, I'm not going to find this in another person. And they get comfortable.
Comfortable is some cold shit.
Yeah, comfortable is a cold piece of work.
It's a cold piece of get down
right
there.
Yeah, because if you lay in the bed with somebody for over, let's just say, a month, I'm just using an example, that same person, that becomes some type of comfortable situation. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's a comfort there.
Especially if you bust and then y'all go to sleep together
and then
on the
bust
cuddle
again,
side again
and
then
bust.
wake up and bust again.
Right. There's a malfunction occurring.
Niggas get hella comfortable.
Right.
Don't get up after busting and she make you a bowl of oatmeal.
Oh,
We together.
Yeah.
We go together now.
You my boo. I love you. Okay.
No, that comfortability is a real situation. But then nobody ever really questions what I'm comfortable with.
Right.
Now, I was telling somebody about this the other day. It's like someone in a hospital taking medication. Relationships are. What I mean by that is the person is old. They might be dying. So they giving them the medication because, okay, they don't want to be in no pain. Well, if they don't want to be in any pain, they're going to be a little bit sedated. They ain't going to be able to talk.
Right.
They're not going to be aware. The more aware they are, the more pain they're in. They'll be able to talk, but they'll be in some discomfort.
Right.
And you have to choose between the two. A lot of times, relationship is like that. You want to be oblivious to what the fuck is going on? Well, that stuff starts to build. It starts to mount because you never said anything about it. Because in your mind, well, I'll just tolerate this until as long as I'm getting what I want.
Right.
But what I explain to people, I think I broke this down in the relationship dismount. I said tolerance is what I call the silent time limit. I mean, a lot of people are always pushing this word tolerance around. What you don't understand about tolerance is most people can only tolerate so much.
Right. And then when they burst, they go the fuck off.
They bust off.
They be like, damn, this bitch crazy. She tripping over the toast. No, nigga, I'm tired of this and that. Like, they start bringing up other shit. Don't got nothing to do with the toast, the jelly, and none of that shit. Nigga, I'm mad. Nigga.
They kitchen sinking. Everything's in it. Yeah. That's real talk, Mimi. So I try to tell people, like, don't ever, ever, ever get in a relationship thinking you are not going to go with you.
Right. Right. That part. For real.
Callers, get to your phone lines, man. What are your relationship myths? 323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Yeah, this is Jamil, College Park, Georgia.
Hey, Jamil, you got to turn your radio down, pimp. You can't hear us and the radio.
Yeah, I just pressed pause on the YouTube.
All right, what's happening, man?
Yeah, man. So I'm basically listening to you guys. Hey, Mimi.
Hey, what's up?
Going on, Zoe?
Yes, sir.
Y'all doing all right today? So I got into my first real relationship right when I graduated college, and I just broke up with the same woman about 3 months ago. And I met this woman, and I met at my lowest point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I had money, but, you know, struggling college student, I was just broke. And she's a year younger than me. And she was with me, man, the whole time. I had all these ideas I wanted to do. She supported me and everything, and she was just down. You know, the sexual chemistry was great. But, you know, after about a year and a half, 2 years into the relationship, you know, things just started to go left a little bit. You know, the sex wasn't as great. I actually was living in Georgia, and then I had to move to Louisiana. So she basically moved with me. And it was just me and her out here. It was just me and her out here in this old country town. You know, we really from Atlanta, so we used to the fast pace. But, you know, my job moved me out here, you know, and I got moved out here under the pretense of me getting promoted. Well, I actually just got promoted 3 months ago, and that's when we broke up. Now, I didn't break up with her because I got promoted. I know that's what y'all probably thinking. But we was already having issues kind of before we moved out here. Mm-hmm. And we only went home 2 times out of the whole year. That was for July 4th and for Christmas. So, you know, every day, you know, I'm at work most of the day, come home, and it's just the same old thing. You know, it just got, you know, kind of dull. We'll go out, Houston, you know, Shreveport, New Orleans, something like that. But, you know, I'm still trying to stack up my money and get out of debt. Mm-hmm. But I just got this new job, and her mama know about it. And I don't know if her mama, you know, just keep checking on me and her dad keep checking on me because they want me to get back with her daughter, or because, you know, we broke up. So I guess my whole point is I had the whole idea of a relationship, and that person was good for me. But the reason why we kind of separated was because I guess we just started living with each other and we broke up. We started living with each other and just got tired of each other. We'd come home and be arguing, all type of stuff.
I got you. And you know what? Relationships do run their course.
Yes.
But let me tell you, the best way to know why they run their course is to be able to see what relationship belief was exposed in the breakdown of this particular relationship. Mm-hmm. What relationship thing that I hold as bedrock truth for building a relationship, what was exposed? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we miss what was exposed because we're busy pointing, blaming, saying, oh, well, if she would have done this or if this would have stayed the same, whoop, whoop, whap.
Right.
Nah, when things break down, that's when things get exposed.
Right.
And when they're exposed, that's when you're supposed to recognize them and tend to them. Mm-hmm. See?
That's right.
When you're in a relationship, you're really, metaphorically speaking, a relationship mechanic.
Okay.
Your job is to see the check engine light, check heart light, check hearing light, check communication light, right? You're supposed to check finance life, check sex life. These little indicators go off in the vehicle of relationships.
Right.
And as a relationship mechanic, when those lights or those indicators go off, it's your job to pay specific attention to what you did to cause that light to go off.
Right.
A lot of times we look right at that person and go, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying, bro? So what was exposed in you in the meltdown of this relationship?
I'm going to answer that question, but I donated, I'm actually tunnel by. I don't know if you need to look at that, but yeah.
Oh, you donated? What did you donate? Let me shout you out, pimp. Hold on.
I'm a tunnel by.
That's right. That's right.
He's like, man, let me get that.
Yeah, let me let you know I'm online and I paid online.
Hey, man, we appreciate that. Listen,
That's
YouTube,
right.
y'all got to donate with this man. Come on. Go ahead, brother.
I just started listening to you, and then I know you was like, hey, if y'all want to get on here and ask some questions, y'all got to donate. And I was like, okay, I respect the hustle. But what got exposed was the first 6 months to a year was like the honeymoon. I mean, I'm talking about sex was just off the chain, man. I'm talking about we going to Panama City for spring break, Panama City Beach for spring break, sex on the balcony, sex on the beach. I'm talking about we lavish birthdays, you know, taking it, you know, Yo Gotti, CC Yo Gotti, 2 Chainz Future, you know, for a birthday, then going to the escape room. I'm talking about, and I still do that stuff to this day. But it was like, that was the best part of the relationship was like the weekend. But like through the week, it was, I'm at work from, you know, 7 to 7. I come home, you know, and I'm not really giving her all the attention because I'm kind of drained. But I tried to keep that up. But over time, you know, work just kind of got a little bit more stressful.
So watch me hit you in the head with this.
I started working more hours.
So watch me hit you in the head with this. You're talking about her right now. I wanted you to talk about you. But I'm still going to hit you in the head with this as it pertains to her. We'll get back to you. Was she in relationship with you or the stimulation that comes from your behavior? Meaning the trips, going places, the attention, all that. Because a lot of times motherfuckers will be in relationship with what you do as opposed to being in relationship with who you are.
Yep. Facts.
Now, which one was she in relationship with?
She was in a relationship with me, and I say that because how we met, you know, she knew, you know, that although I was about to graduate, you know, I didn't have any money, so she really kind of just me, you know, it was really no faking. You know how a lot of people kind of just try to impress somebody with money. You know, it was my personality that she drawn accustomed to, and she used to always tell me, you know, I got you. You know, don't worry about the money, because I used to always, you know, I got a kind, you know, men kind of got an ego, so you try to, you know, make it not seem like you broke, but at the end of the day, you know, you up in her apartment, you know, eating some hamburgers and some chips, you know, trying to get through the day.
Don't be eating hamburgers and chips, pimp.
so man, we kind of gradually, you know, just went on this incline, man. And then, you know, so it wasn't even really about the trips. I mean, but I was still doing nice things without money. I'll just be real creative. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really get into that, but I would say the trips, but you know, I think just over time, our personalities just clashed. You know, I didn't like the way she, you know, said certain things, and I may have not, you know, communicated enough when we was getting into arguments, because I'm the type to just tell my side, listen to what you say, respond, but I'm not going to keep saying the same thing over and over again to eventually say something that you want to hear and eventually get me to apologize. Yes, there's been times where I'm in the wrong and I apologize, but not 99% of the time I'm apologizing and you not, you know, owning up to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, at first, I didn't see that, but when you move in with somebody, you know, and you know, living with them, taking baths and eating and farting and, you know, doing all that together, you really see, man, I don't know if I can really live with this person for the rest of my life.
Right.
And then she's a great person. You know, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, she's gonna make somebody happy. And Mimi, you was talking about, or not Mimi, but on the last show, the Hershey chocolate dude, not dude, but the lady was talking about how
you on some
she was with this guy. She was with this guy, and he was a good dude, but not for her. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah,
but, that's how she is. She's gonna be somebody. She's gonna be good for somebody else, but not me. And she has been through relationships, and this is my first one, so I'm kind of going through the baby steps.
So look, let me wrap this up for you because you're a little long-winded. Let me wrap it up for you, pimp. I got love for you. The bottom line is you're gonna go through those kind of relationships, and those relationships prepare you for the next relationships to come. So you have to be diligent in searching for what it is that relationship meant to your development as a person. So again, it should never, ever be about the other person.
Right.
No matter how much you like them, you have to be on a you search, a you hunt. Damn, how could I have communicated this better? How could I have built a better rapport with her?
Yes.
You know, how could I have been a better listener? How could I have been more empathetic if that was the one and I missed out on that being the one because I lacked empathy? You understand what I'm saying? There's certain things that are revealing themselves through that experience that could elevate you and get you ready for the next experience if you're looking for those things. But if you're looking to blame somebody, if you're looking for somebody to be the fall guy because the relationship didn't work, then you're going to miss the lesson, and then you're going to have to repeat the lesson. You feel me?
10-4.
All right, brother. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for that. That was a great call.
Yes,
Listen,
it was.
if you want to bring your city into the building, all you got to do is reach out to us. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Tonight's topic, which is a heater.
That's right.
I always do it. Good relationship myths. How many times you had a checklist and you got everything on that goddamn checklist, and the moment you got the last thing on the checklist, you realized how futile having a checklist is.
Right.
You realize how underwhelming all that shit you put all that value in really didn't mean nothing because the person either challenged every single one of those beliefs or made you rewrite them because they were better than the beliefs.
Exactly.
Oh, hell. Mimi, do you have an example of that?
Of somebody being better than the beliefs?
Better than your beliefs, baby. Oh, I love Mimi. Tell us, honey.
I'm trying
I met that nigga, yeah.
I'm trying to think if it was, you know what? I could say this. I could say that. And this is not an intimate experience. This is just something that I've gathered in having like play brothers or people in my life. I've noticed that
I couldn't be your play brother, Mimi.
Oh no, you're not my play brother.
I really couldn't. I wouldn't be playing at all, my nigga. I'd be dead ass. I'd be looking at Mimi in her eyes like, you know the dig? I'm sorry. I just had to say that. Forgive me, Mimi.
Oh no, it's all good.
Jesus Christ.
So I have some play brothers, and they amaze me because I used to have a thought in my mind that, you know, and this is horrible for me to say, but I'm just being real. I had a thought in my mind that over, 80% of people, they cheat. I mean, 89. I mean, my numbers are high in my mind. Like, I believe that people are out here just doing people wrong in some ways. They're not keeping it real. And I have a problem with that because I feel like you hurt people's feelings, you could be a man.
I think women lead in that, though.
Yeah. Women do that. I think women lead in one way, but I think men lead in another way. Because, like I said, I have some brothers that's what they do. They play games with women. It's their game. Like, it's a game. Like, literally, they'll have the women move out here, collect bread, and do nothing with them. And it's a game. But I have another set of brothers, and they amaze me. And so what I wanted to say is that they value women, they value relationship, and they want one. They want to be good to somebody. They want to, because they say, you know what, I'm older in age. I'm tired of cheating. I'm tired of having 10, 12 girlfriends. I don't want to spend my money like that. And their values have changed. And so seeing their values stimulates my mind to the fact that I say, you know what, everyone is different. I got one brother that wants to cheat all day and take all the money. Then I have the other brother who's dying to find someone good, and he can't seem to find one. And it made me really look at life from a man's point of view.
But Mimi, I have seen women fuck off great dudes, great relationships.
I have to.
Because it wasn't exactly what they wanted.
I agree.
Men who did right by women.
I agree.
Men who supported the woman, loved on the woman. But, like, for instance, watch this. A woman has a belief in her mind, nigga, I got to walk down the aisle.
Right.
Well, you got to look at it. Generationally, men are opting out of marriage and family and all of that. But that don't mean there still aren't good men out there who want to be good to a woman. They just may not want to be married.
Right.
And I've seen women knowing you're not going to find another nigga that is as good as that nigga was to you.
But you know what? Maybe that nigga wasn't her nigga. That nigga was getting ready for the bitch he's supposed to be with. Maybe this, even though he's so good, he not hers. Maybe he was a life lesson. And then when she sees him, she says, damn, I messed up. And then remembers all the things he complained about, and then looked at what she's done and what she's doing, and may have a revelation like, I lost somebody good because of these mistakes. And I think that happens to both men and women. Because I've had men tell me how they lost the love of their life entertaining the fans. They entertaining the fans.
Entertaining the fans.
In the stands, you know what I mean?
The fans in the stands. Out here tripping.
Exactly. They lost your queen for some side piece. So
no, that happens.
Yeah, so I think that happens to people. And then I think some of those people, like you said, are supposed to be together or could be together, but you made a bad decision. But then these other people, I think that they're getting ready for whom they're supposed to be with. Because some people, you're so good, maybe you're not really too good, but this is not who God intended for you to be with. Everybody has a person or wherever they're supposed to be in life. You know what I'm saying? So I think some people are for you to learn from.
I could smoke a gang of that. Caller, you're on the line. Welcome to the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
How y'all doing this evening, Tom?
We up here turned up. What's up, bro?
What it do?
How you doing, Mimi?
Fine, and you?
They love you, Mimi.
I love y'all too.
You cool though, man. You a teacher, bro, and I appreciate you.
Hey, nigga, you ain't got to compliment me, nigga. Keep the compliments to Mimi, goddammit. No, I'm just fucking with you, bro. I got you, brother.
He's playing.
The myth that I had, if it was, before I got married, let me give you a little background. Before I got married, I had a little situation with, a little two women crossed over, got in a little trouble, ended up having a kid, 2 kids a month and a half apart.
Wow.
That was probably getting married. So, but we had issues before that because we wasn't communicating. So I bought into the myth of if you communicate, things will be okay. And so this happened before we got married. We got married. It's been 9 years. But the problem that I'm having is that when I communicate, I'm being honest, like I'm trying to let her know, like, hey, we need to tighten up on that, or you need to tighten up on this. And she has flipped the communication into that I'm not happy or I'm complaining. But this is my way of trying to, making it work because that was a problem prior to.
So let me just step in real quick.
Go ahead,
because I already hear the way you're framing shit. You got to speak in a way that disarms. Automatically, it sounds like you're telling her. Now, I'm not saying this is what you did, but it sounds like you're telling her what she need to do.
No, let me back up a little bit.
That's just what it sounds like. So I need you to frame it right.
I'm just giving you general because going into it, this is how she wanted me to say. Like, if I'm not doing this, let me know. So this is a whole big talk and whole conversation prior to getting married. I don't want things to go on. If I'm not doing something, let me know what I need to do.
Now watch this. Let me address that.
Go ahead, bro.
Let me address that. The thing typically in relationships, the thing that someone is attracted to you about, like the thing that makes you you, if it's being funny, if it's being intelligent, that thing that draws them to you, that makes them want you, I'm tell you right now, it don't last.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you smart, oh, I love a smart man. I love a smart man. That later turns into, nigga, you think you know everything.
Right.
You think you know everything. You know it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that they center on, typically in the beginning, that shit wears off and flips into the opposite of that. So
okay, let me challenge you, Joe.
All right.
Because I'm going to hit you with that. You use funny. That's one of the things that kind of clicked us off. You're funny. You crazy. We joke.
That turned into you play too much.
Right.
No, it hasn't. This is what she say. If it wasn't for you being so damn funny or making me laugh, that's what she uses. Like that's still in there.
Yeah.
That's still there. The one thing that we were attracted to. So I'm starting to think nowadays is that I wondered, like, everything was cool. Did she just marry me? Because I know maybe Mimi can touch on this. When we got married, was it, I really want to marry you because I don't want the other bitch to have you? You know what I'm saying? Or I want to make sure, I'm going to go along with everything, because that's what I'm starting to think now. Like, I'll marry you, but now whatever you agree upon or whatever we talk about, yeah, that's going to get you home. But then is there some animosity? And I'm asking her, I'm like, is there some old resentment? Because through that, my kid who we had outside marriage, he's been with me since day one, because I said he's going to be my son regardless. He's going to come over. If you can't handle it, that's too bad. This is my son for life. So she has bought into it. She's been supportive with that. It's been no problem. But I'm trying to find out, and I'm trying to hang in there because I was, my mentality is like, let it go, man. You're getting older now, man. If it's bullshit, let's move on. Let's be real with each other. But I'm trying to go through all the avenues that I know to try to make it work out.
All right. Mimi, address him real quick.
Okay. So when you say you're addressing all the avenues, so there are things that you notice in the relationship that you've recognized that are your, how can I say, things that you bring to the table.
Your bullshit.
Yeah. So you recognize the bullshit that you do, correct?
Right. Yeah, I automatically.
Okay.
I know. Bringing a kid in is big. Go ahead.
Okay, so since you recognize whatever the bullshit is, that's the first thing. So as long as you've done that, and she recognizes her bullshit now, because she got bullshit somewhere in there too, I'm sure. And if you guys come to the table and can work through the bullshit, then make it work. But if you think she got married only just to let because she was competing with the other woman, she won, and she just didn't want somebody else to have you. You definitely, because I'm not in your relationship, so I can't see all the telltale signs. But if you noticing some shit like that, definitely pay attention to it, because women do that. You may not want somebody, but you don't want nobody else to have them. Men do that too. They marry somebody, they really don't want her all like that, but shit, she breaking them off, or whatever the reasons are, they got married. So you make sure that you take footnotes of all the shit that's going on. Because if she is doing that, you definitely want to run, duck, and hide. You want somebody to love you for you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't be with somebody that's just trying to hold you up, because you're missing your blessing if you let somebody hold you up.
I still think also, man, like, you got what you are, bruh.
No. I agree with that. No. I agree with that.
You got what you are.
You know what? Maybe that is true. But the thing is, though, how do you move from that? According to that, I'm always get who I am, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I need to change within myself in order to get something that's going to be able to sustain.
Well, let's really, really focus in on you then.
Right.
Okay.
What are your 3 major, I would say, relationship challenges? Like, if you could grade the 3 areas, like communication, empathy, understanding, like, if you could, listening skills, like, if you could grade yourself, what would your grade be?
You mean overall?
Overall, my dude.
Okay. Overall, I give myself like maybe a B minus.
Okay, that's a fair grade.
Okay.
You know,
A B minus, C plus.
C plus.
Right.
You know, I'm going with the B minus. Sounds better.
Because you know a B minus is really a C plus.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
That's what in your grade book. I'm taking the B minus. Don't give me the C plus.
He said, "I'm taking the B minus." Goddammit.
That's who he is, the B minus. All right, well, shoot.
That C plus still might get your ass whooped. You could be coming home with a C. But I'm taking the B.
So tell me why you get a B minus. Like, in what areas are you missing? Like, what areas do you miss the mark?
I want, like since I'm learning this whole communication thing, when I talk to you, I kind of expect results immediately. So maybe my patience is part of it. Like when
now we get in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell you something or mention it to you, I expect you, like, in some way, somehow, let's start getting better at it. I don't expect
So
you
wait
to
a minute.
turn.
Hold on. Let's listen to the languaging. See, 'cause
Right.
I gotta stop him.
Right. His language is real direct.
He don't hear himself. I can tell.
Right.
When I tell you something, you don't tell your wife shit.
Right. It's a way you have to say
so
it.
I'm on the phone with you guys. I don't talk like that. Okay.
Well, shit. Who are you?
We all somebody else if you want to be honest.
Right.
Never just one person. So
No
you
doubt.
got to be honest.
No doubt.
But I'm being real with you guys. I'm just being as real as I can. Like, okay.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you realer with us than you are with her?
No, but you know what? To be honest, I was, but I'm not now. Because being so real with her turned into a lot of arguments.
So watch
I had
this.
to tone
So
it.
watch this. I asked you to reveal some of the shit you need to work on that's
But you
got
didn't
you
say
at a B
everything,
minus. Look what's coming out.
But no, I'm just saying you didn't say everything. I just said patience, and we just stopped at that. But I didn't say an A plus. I said a B minus.
No, I get that. But what I'm doing in this conversation is stopping every time something that needs to be worked on illuminates itself. Remember, I gave the metaphor that relationship is a vehicle and you are a mechanic, a relationship mechanic. We in the car rolling on this phone conversation, and I see the indicator come on that say, you talking at people.
Right.
Okay, so when you go from being somebody who just sat back and just waited for things to build up and really didn't say anything to really expressing yourself, it's a learning curve there.
Right.
So me being able to come out correctly and say things correctly, that's like unrealistic expectation. So maybe I could agree with you. Maybe my tone, or maybe I say stuff even now when it has built up and it don't sound right.
All right, so I got 2 books for you. I got 2 books because I got to coach you through this situation. I got to coach you through it.
The situation.
This situation you're in
Keyword.
right now. I got 2 books. One book is called Nonviolent Communication.
Damn.
Yeah, my nigga.
Not damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go right to the goddamn Kindle just to let you know what the truth is. Nonviolent communication. Because you're not even, like, I'm talking to you right now. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking with you. And you got deflections and justifications, and I didn't arrive to this point by myself. This happened because, dude, the way you talk is problematic in your relationship. I could tell right now, just by just how you framing the situation. Nonviolent Communication is a book I want you to get. Shit. This Wi-Fi in here is so bad, I can't even see the damn cover. Let me pull it up on on Amazon real quick. Because, listen, we got the computer right at our disposal.
Mm-hmm. And then what else you have to think about is you said that you're basically cooler with us than you are with her right now.
That was terrible.
And how it came out even with us being cool with you. When you're mentioning that situation, you sounded...
Don't try to clean it up.
But I'm just sharing with you.
No, I'm not trying to clean it up. I'm not cleaning it up, but I admit that. I know I'm not perfect. But most of the time, like, if I mention something it's in a good environment. It's in a
Right.
Whenever she don't express herself like right then and say she'll say okay and it'll go okay. But then when things get hostile, she would bring up things I said.
Listen to me, brother. We not gonna talk about her no more. We just talk about you.
Yeah, work on you.
So here's the book, Nonviolent Communication by Marshall B. Rosenberg, PhD. All right?
Okay.
Nonviolent Communication. Now, I don't give this book out without first or without giving out another book. The other book that I give out to go with this as a companion, because this is like the pacifist way of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't want violence. We don't want psychological aggressions.
Right.
We don't want disrespect. We don't want contempt. Mm-hmm. This is the book that gives you the language to be able to say your truth without tearing somebody down or without, demeaning them in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
never did that, but I got it.
I'm not saying you did, brother. Listen. Do you see your problem in here today?
No, because no. But so when you're talking, and I got it, and I'm writing down the book, and I believe in you. So let's get that right. I believe in you.
All right.
But when you mention like nonviolent, because I think with me, and I'm maybe this is why I'm calling in. I don't know it. Y'all better than me at this, or not even it's not better, but y'all are looking from the outside in and can give me some pointers, and I'm taking the pointers.
Good.
But I think, and I feel like, well, go ahead, just finish. I'm not going to go into it.
No, go ahead. You already into it, goddammit.
You already speaking, bro. Speak.
No, I don't want to drag it out. All right, we got nonviolence.
You done already dragged it out. Now come on and finish dragging.
I want to get this, because I want to get into this, what you're giving me, and I want to come back and be honest with you and say, damn, Zoe, you was right. Some of the things I'm doing. So I'm going to give this a chance.
All right. So here's the book that complements the book I just gave you. Radical Honesty, How to Transform Your Life by Telling the Truth by Brad Blanton, PhD.
That one sounds good.
Now, look, the other one sounded good, too. Hell.
Nah, I don't like the violent part.
That's your problem. You listened it emotionally, goddammit. Now, now understand, I got a plan. This is what I do.
Okay, bro.
So the reason why I put these two books together is because the Radical Honesty book is harsh.
Okay.
It's a harsh book as it pertains to speaking your truth. Some people have been liberated by this book because it allowed them to get whatever was on their chest off their chest, regardless of the situation. And sometimes this book, it doesn't talk about decorum. Mm-hmm. It doesn't talk about, this is a book like for Sagittarius people. We just gonna speak, no couth, no tact. I'm just gonna tell you my truth regardless of the situation and circumstance. Mm-hmm. This book can be very harsh. So I give the other book to counterbalance this book. Mm-hmm. See, because the fact that you can call us and be real with us in a way that you can't be real with your partner means you've got work to do. Mm-hmm. Not her, you.
Okay, but let me ask you one question before we get off this phone. Right. Can being real and being honest and being radical, honesty, truth, what the book is saying, can that get you in trouble or cause argument?
Listen, real is what it is. See, being real is not something that you fall in and out of. If you with somebody and you've always been real, then they know what it is.
Right.
If you vacillating in and out of real, which sends an inconsistent message, you might create conflict by doing that.
Right.
So if you've always been real and they was down with you in the beginning, maybe you less real than you were to begin with. Mm-hmm. And maybe, maybe that's the source of the conflict.
I think that's my issue. I think that's more my issue. Because maybe what I went through prior to, and I feel like I had to calm down and adjust some things and change and whatever. It probably took that. I would agree with that. That sounds like it. I feel like I have backed off of what I am and how I used to come off. But so I'm going to get into the book.
You done betarized yourself? You're a beta out of this.
Right, yeah, no. I just nipped a little bit. I just did a little snippet here and there. I ain't cut it all off. I just did a snippet.
All right, brother. I appreciate you for calling in. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Have a good evening. Thank you, Mimi. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
Woo, this is perfect.
Yes.
I love it. Who else want to call in and get some of this? The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Good relationship myths. We're live, man.
Live.
Man, he couldn't hear it. He couldn't hear the framing and how he speaks.
No. He didn't even allow me to finish the point because he could not take that point in regards to recognizing that if he likes us better than her at this moment. So can you imagine how he speaks to her for that same conversation?
Right.
Because how you feel comes out in your words.
Wow.
But
yikes. Words cut, man. Especially when you angry.
Exactly.
Or you disappointed, they cut.
Oh, yeah.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it.
Yo, what's up? It's D-Nice calling from Chicago.
D-Nice from Chicago. What up, pimp?
What up?
So you need to get your ass back on 5150, dog. You know you the missing link, Joe. So let's get it together, brother.
Come on, man. I'll be back next week, man. I'll be back. I ain't go nowhere, man. I didn't do no freeze. Okay. I'll be back.
I feel you. Hey, I want to talk about this relationship myth thing. I just turned it on, and I've missed a couple shows that spoke directly to some personal matters that I've experienced, within the past. So you remember that show I called in on and you had Hecka on and she gave me the reading about my girl?
Mm-hmm.
She was telling me about the situation for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, that was like in, I would say April or May of this year.
Was she right?
As time and she was absolutely right. Like, I had no idea. I was so blinded with a bunch of other things that I was dealing with, in my life. I didn't have, time to dedicate to, focusing on that. And the part that she said about, her reaching back and being in touch with one of her exes or somebody she had known prior to me, that was exactly the case. And I told her to listen to that show. So I put her up on you. And I advised her to listen to the show, and I asked her about what she thought. And she told me that day that she had ran into one of her exes at the dollar store or some shit like that. So she said this wasn't the guy that Hecka was speaking about. This wasn't the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out it was some dude that she had been friends with, I guess, on Facebook or whatever. And one of the things I wanted to touch on was relationship myths was unconditional love. And for me, I've experienced that because once I'm in, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
And,
right.
I went to the ends of the earth for this woman. Just recently, both our fathers passed away within 3 days of each other. Her father died first, and my father died like 3 days after her. Prior to that, we weren't speaking for about a week and a half. Like, I hadn't heard from her. Like, we were pretty much done from the last conversation that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So she reached back out to me, giving me the news about her dad, saying that he had passed away. And this is something that I had spoke about months prior to it happened, because they had diagnosed him with a terminal illness way back in like March. And we were on bad terms then.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I said, look, in a time of crisis, we need to be here for each other. Things are happening within our families and whatnot. And we need to get our shit together, because if we're going to be here for each other, it can't be on these terms. Because who knows, whether either one of us would be receptive to, either giving that type of support emotionally or even receiving it at that point.
Right.
So she reached out to me, and I was reluctant because we were on the outs. The relationship was pretty much done at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I, kind of thought about it, and then I, went outside of myself to say, okay, you know what? If she's saying that she needs me to be here for her emotionally to support her, I could do that. But in the back of my mind, blindly I was saying to myself, you know what, I still love this woman. I'm still in love with her, and I want to be back with her. So I'll do that just so, if she's vulnerable enough, this is my fucked up way of thinking, I could use this opportunity to show her that I could be here for her to support her. So I did that. So in the midst of all that, my father passed away like 3 days later. So this was a surprise. He wasn't sick or anything. So, it's just one of those things. I was like, hey, you never believe this. My father passed away, and I'm shell-shocked because I wasn't really expecting it. Granted, my father and I hadn't had a relationship for a while. We had been estranged for years. But he's still my dad. I respect him for that. I never held any grudges against him.
Right.
So by the time, she had went through the process of burying her father, I was there for her, talking to her, basically coaching her up to be strong enough to be able to handle it and to look at things, from an alternate perspective. So when it was time for her to reciprocate, she completely turned her back on me.
Wow.
And this wasn't the first time. Like, I had been experiencing a lot of shit this year. It's been really rough. And, I can remember a time I was talking to her on the phone, and I asked, what, I know that, we're going through some things right now, but I would just like for you to be my homie right now. I said, I don't need you to talk to me like baby this or baby that. I need for you to be my friend because I need you here for your emotional support.
Wow.
And she said, okay, well, yeah, I'll do that for you. Don't, place all this extra pressure on yourself. And her exact words were, I want to be your sounding board for shit like this.
Wow.
Okay. So that's the vote of confidence that I needed in that moment. But then again, she took that opportunity to turn her back on me once again.
Wow.
So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Love really isn't unconditional. Love is out of convenience. There's no such thing.
I can't let you do that. I can't. I gotta step in here. I'm listening. All right. I've been listening, brother. See, this is why love fails a lot of people. And love isn't actually doing the failing. It's the expectation, which is connected to a belief that's doing the failing.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you went through some hard shit. And you had an expectation based off of something that somebody told you, right? The girl told you, I want to be your sounding board.
Right.
So you created a belief and a concomitant expectation now that you need to be there for me because that's what I need.
Right.
Listen, love is not like that. Love is not a set of behaviors. This is what people get. I keep trying to tell people this right now. Love, women will tell you this all the time. Behavior speaks louder than words. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because behavior is the tool of beliefs and intention.
Okay.
I'm doing this shit because I want a particular end result. I want whatever comes back. Every behavior is really an investment.
Okay, right.
I agree with that.
You understand?
Right.
But listen to me now. Listen to me now.
Okay.
A lot of times we will attribute someone's behavior to whether they love us or not.
Right, right.
And that's not how love works. Love is a level of consciousness. And it's a rare level of consciousness. It's not a consciousness that a nigga just rolls out of the bed and he's at a vibrational level of love. That is some rare shit. People are usually doing things for you so they can get something out of it later on. Remember that time I did this? Remember that time I had Joe back when you was in trouble? Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember that time I was there for you? Now I need you.
Right, that part.
See, again, behavior is investment, bro. And
I
go ahead, brother.
I totally understand that, and I partially agree with that because I roll with the philosophy of building up equity within a relationship to be able to pull, some of those resources out when you need to. It's no different than building a house.
Right.
You insulate it, you set the foundation, then you put up the walls, and then you put and all that shit in order to stabilize the house. That was my way of thinking, and that's what I did. And I explained all this shit to her. Like, we were together 2 years, and it was a long-distance relationship to where, and I'm not going to even leave anything out, I cheated on her. But here's the caveat to that. The caveat to that is that she had a problem with the distance between us way before any of that stuff even happened. So instead of her communicating the issue of the distance, she took that one instance and to say, okay, well, I'm going to use this as a springboard to make my decision to walk away from the relationship, when in actuality, we had been having problems with the distance for months prior to the act.
Right.
So, you know, I understood, like, if that was the reason why she wanted to walk away, then fine. But those things had already existed prior to the act itself.
I get it, but I'm still trying to tell you, brother. I'm still trying to tell you. You're doing exactly what the religious does when they life get fucked up. Who do they blame? They blame God. No, they go to God first.
Right.
They go, why would God put me in a situation like this? What is God doing? What's going on? The religious do that when they lose faith, when they begin to doubt. And typically you doubt when you don't get what you want.
Right.
Now let's just...
Oh, no, I'm the least religious. Look, I'm so far away from religion, it's not even funny.
No, I'm not saying that you are religious. I'm just using that as an example. What you replace God with the word love.
Right.
Because she failed you. Now all of a sudden, love ain't real.
Right.
But isn't God love though? Isn't what the quote unquote religious people tend to preach, that God is love?
Now watch this.
Right. God is love.
I'm gonna tell you right now. All that shit is real. God, love, they're all just weak ass motherfucking words for the same level of consciousness. Here's the thing. Y'all wasn't at that level of consciousness. Y'all were at the level of consciousness of agreement. You understand? It was
a silent agreement.
It was exactly. That's where y'all was at. And then y'all try to put it on a higher level by, oh, she didn't even love me. No, you wasn't even at the level of consciousness of love, because if you were at the consciousness of love, the consciousness level of love, you wouldn't have to make the agreement. She would do it by default.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to tell her that you need her to have your back. She would just have your back on her own. Like, that shouldn't even be a conversation, actually. Like, that should just be off the rip. Like, if I'm with my homies and something go down, it don't need to be, I'm with you. We here. So that's just a homie. But if you're in a relationship, that shouldn't even be a question. So the fact that you had to have that conversation, though, says something about the relationship and something you saw, that you have to address something that should be already just happening. You know what I mean? That's something.
You're right, baby. I totally agree. And one more thing before you guys cut me loose. There was this one instance to where I understood, where it all became clear to me, right? And I understand that, you know, in life, if you believe in a higher power or not, you're placed on a journey. You have to walk that pathway.
Right.
And it's just not for you. The person that you're dealing with and everybody surrounding you have to also walk that pathway in order for you to gain a full understanding for what's going on. I understand that now. Now she has to walk that way to understand where she is and the decision that she made. You know, it's funny to me because in the midst of her breaking up with me, she told me that she was dating somebody else. But can we be friends? I said, no. You can't have it both ways. You can't break up with me and then be in a relationship with somebody else and then still pull me along to torture me to watch this shit only until you're ready to spring me loose. I said, no. Go ahead.
But let me ask you this, though, D. Let me ask you, homie.
Yep.
What was revealed about you in entering this silent agreement with her that later disappointed and upset you? What was your contribution? What thought process led you to even enter into an agreement with her like that?
Right.
There wasn't a thought process because we talked about these exact same things. But the thing that was revealed to me was I over-invested in the relationship when she wasn't. The relationship splits were 90-10. And
Wait,
that's on the
so let me help you get right to it. Did you do it because you were in a moment of need? A lot of times when you're in a moment of need, you wind up bargaining with chips you don't have.
Right.
You wind up making deals that aren't fundamentally good for you.
Right.
Because what you want is to stop whatever negative feeling you're feeling. Now watch this. Your father had just passed. You needed support. So you took whatever looked or imitated support. It looked like support, so you took whatever you could get.
Right.
So you can't be mad at her.
I would say to answer that was we both were vulnerable at the time that the relationship in its inception, we both were vulnerable. I was just leaving a relationship. She had been single for a while and couldn't find that right person to, spark any type of interest or light a fire beneath her. And she told me that I was the only person that could make her feel that way. I was the first person to do this, or I was the first person to do that. That's what she said.
And you fell for it.
Right. Understanding from that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't believe that she had any malicious intent from the beginning. I just think that she mismanaged the opportunity to make right within the situation at the end.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. Didn't you say that she had just lost someone a couple of days prior to you losing your loved one?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to say something about that. Who knows how that affected her? And I don't know her, but I just want you to take a moment to think about this. Like, you were grieving, she's grieving. And, you shouldn't have to go to her and tell her that you need her. But maybe the reason you had to is because she was grieving so much on her end that you both needed somebody.
So
and
watch
instead,
this, Mimi. Watch this, Mimi, because you just hit him upside the head. you asking her for something that she herself needs.
Right.
That you lack, which is why you asking her for it.
Right. And that's why you had to ask her, because she was grieving and hurting. And you can't tell anybody how to grieve. Everybody grieves differently. And everyone has their time and place. So, no, but I'm just saying this. And again, I don't know her. I'm appreciating the call. I'm just telling you something to look at, that both of you guys are grieving. So it might even be a situation that you both should have looked at that, you know what I'm saying, and found a way to be there for each other, because that's probably where all the chips fell in the wrong direction, because everybody felt alone at a time of darkness.
To answer that, Mimi, and I love your perspective. I truly do. She had been in a relationship at this point for a couple months, and I told her, use this opportunity to see what he can do for you in crisis. You can't reach back at me because you're comfortable enough to speak about this stuff with me when we're not together. That's being selfish.
But that means there's something
to me.
But you know what that means? There's something in you she still needs. There's something still, a connection to you. Because if she got a new dude, most women block your number, or especially a new dude, because that means she should be into him. I'm just using an example.
But you know what? I think D is totally off right now, because he's like the last caller. He's centered on what she did.
Right. Right. And he really needs to look at, like I said, she was hurting too. And that's a lot to face when people are hurting. And if you're not there when someone's hurting, she's looking at you the same way. Like, he wasn't there for me at a time I needed him.
Wow. Hey, brother, I appreciate the call, man. It's been a long time since you called in. You're more than welcome to call in anytime, bro.
Thank you.
This shit was fire, man. Thank you, man.
Fire.
Listen, I have to take a quick music break. We're going to play our beats.
Yeah.
I just need a quick music break to cleanse our soul.
Yes.
Because that was a heavy, heavy topic. Listen.
Yes.
Call in right now, 323-230-4610. Good relationship myths is tonight's topic. An intriguing look into someone or some potentially disastrous beliefs regarding intimate relationships. Do you have some negative beliefs that you think are good relationship builders? Oh, God. Let me tell you how I do it before I go to break. I always tell people, find out what quality. What my man need? What is he? For me? Is it for me? Okay. All right. They just trying to talk to me through the window. All right, here we go. Back to my point. I always tell people to find out the quality of your belief. Look at it in the same turn or in the same way as the three little pigs.
Right.
So one little pig was trying to make this fucking house out of sticks, the other one out of straw, and then the other one out of bricks.
Right.
The quality of your beliefs follow suit.
Right. Your foundation.
And sometimes you got to get in the relationship in order to see what your beliefs are made of.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you think, oh, this is a solid belief, but in fact, it's a myth. It ain't made of nothing. So that's very good stuff. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back at 2.2. Voice of Reason.
Macaroni and cheese.
Ladies and gentlemen, we up in here vibing. On the good beats by James Broadway. Yeah,
that's right.
We in here chilling.
Yeah.
Shit fire. We dealing with people, real life issues. Don't be afraid to call in and get some of this good game.
That's right.
Don't be afraid to call in and get some of this good game. If you've never listened to The Voice of Reason tonight's the night to be listening. Because we putting that real work in. The Relationship Dismount is a book I wrote. If you've just broken up with somebody and you don't have that book, you don't have the training wheels on how to get through it, I promise you. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship is available now at IamZoWilliams.com. You can also get a copy on Kindle or, what is that, iTunes? Is it iTunes or the iStore? Or just the Apple Store? Apple Store. Just give it the Apple Store, man. Get at us. We having a great topic tonight. Good relationship myths. Oh my God, you believe all types of bullshit. True or false? Is marriage just a piece of paper?
True.
True or false? Talking about past emotional wounds will only make them worse.
True in a lot of time, in a lot of cases, yes.
I don't know. Somebody call in and let us know. True or false? Do fights ruin relationships?
I think false, because I think they help build them too. So it's like, because you have to see what's inside of a person.
Right.
You know, if you're always getting along with them and then one day you get into an argument, you're going to really see what they're made of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you catch them in your bushes later, you're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? I done creeped up on a stalker, or you know what I mean? Because everybody's one way when things are cool. But when they get mad, that's a whole nother part of the game. I think it's really important. I mean, I don't want to argue all the time, but it is important to see what this person does when an argument occurs.
Listen, I have a stat here. A lot of people don't understand it. True or false? 69% of relationship conflicts are perpetual, meaning they keep recurring.
True.
So what is required in successful relationships is acceptance of one another's personality differences. 69% of relationship conflicts are perpetual.
Wow.
Walt Disney told y'all shit was going to be all good once you found Prince Charming. He lied. He created a fantasy. And if you're dating a fantasy, then how come the fantasy can't lie to you? Fantasy, by definition, is a lie, an illusion. So how you going to get the truth and you dating a fantasy?
Right. You dating a
Your dreams came true.
Right.
Oh, hell. I didn't mean to crash the party. 323-230-4610. Somebody better call me and speak on the truth.
Right.
And let me do this real quick. I'm calling out YouTube right now. Anybody who donates $10 or more right now to my super chat on my YouTube channel, right now, I'm going to holla. I'm going to shout you out live. The super chat button is that little $sign at the bottom of the chat room. Click it. Donate if you appreciate tonight's topic. You know we getting it in. We got callers. And if you want to call in and you don't know the number to dial is 323-230-4610. Mimi.
Yes.
Some bullshit relationship myths. One person gonna make me happy.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
No.
Is it true or false, Mimi? Is that possible?
That's not possible. That's false. People, it can't happen like that.
Oh my God. If you just know your role, if you know your lane, if you know where you're supposed to be, you know, in as it pertains to the relationship, your husband or your wife will never cheat on
you? They might still cheat on you. I mean, you hope that they wouldn't, but hey, nowadays, man.
I mean, even back in the days. True or false?
True. You're true. That's true.
True or false? Women who are in good, happy relationships don't cheat.
Oh, true. I believe that.
You said women don't cheat?
When they're in a happy relationship?
Call us right now, ladies who have cheated.
In a happy relationship, that mean that nigga doing everything for her and she cheating?
Yeah.
That means she using that nigga. You feel me?
So that's proof.
I mean, no, I'm just saying some real shit, right? If you really, I'm speaking for myself, right? If I'm really in love with you, right? You my man, you doing everything to make me happy, and I'm doing everything to make you happy. I don't have time to cheat. You feel me? My time is being spent with you because we can't get enough of each other.
Oh, speak on it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the tone.
You feel me? We can't get enough of each other. We making out anytime we can. We hanging out. You know what I mean? We sneaking on lunch breaks. We doing this shit when you into somebody. Now, it's when you're not into them, I think that cheating comes in, especially for a woman. I mean, unless you're just a hoe. And, they got them too. Some people just want to hit everything they see, and that's their business. No shade here. But on my end of the game, I'm not going to cheat if everything is right. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to keep it tight and right,
I love it, Mimi. She want to keep it tight and right.
Tight and right. I can't have other visitors visiting my husband's mansion. It's his mansion.
I want to hear from the ladies that got a good dude, because I know them.
Oh, I know some too, as a matter of fact.
Married ones.
I do too. I know some married and that have relationships with men who are not really friends with the guy, but in the same, proximity. You know what I mean? Like they know of each other and they're cheating.
A lot of good men, tell me I'm wrong. Call me right now, 323-230-4610. A lot of good men in relationships are virtually relationship janitors. Maintenance niggas. And she keeps you because you keep her. And all the other shit you lack, she getting it from somewhere else and covering her tracks. Right. And she got a coven of friends that protect her.
Well, I agree. And in that type of situation, when she, like I said, there's a point of usury happening. Even though she likes him and loves him, it's stuff he's lacking or she likes in somebody else. Maybe he's a good boy, she want a bad boy. But I'm saying if she love him and he's meeting all her needs, man, most women aren't going to cheat because women are real sensitive and emotional. Shoot, they think after they have sex with you 3 times, you they man. So can you imagine you beating it up 100 times, paying the bills, taking care of them, spending time, treating them right? They don't have time or even want to think about another nigga.
I know you want to think very highly of your kind.
But that's the certain type.
It's a type out there that's out here working it.
Oh no, I have some friends that are working it. I know some friends that are working it. You know what I'm saying? They like working it. They like having sex.
They like working it.
Yeah, they like when they see dudes. I mean, they are out picking and choosing and peeking and poking and all that shit.
And poking.
Yeah. I mean, some people have open relationships. I mean, the dudes peeking and poking and she peeking and poking. They come home and
they peeking and poking each other.
Exactly. And shit.
Let me do this real quick. A couple of shout outs on YouTube. $25 from C. Jonix. He said, you introduced me to RBGTs and Total Package Energy, so let me drop 2.5 on it, pimp. Mimi, I know you can help, but what? I know you can help it. I know you can't help it, but that voice making a nigga swoon in love. CJ Onyx.
Sure. Thank you, CJ. What's up?
You love her, nigga?
Oh, shit.
Now I gotta
CJ.
get territorial.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Damn.
Moonlight Right just dropped $25 as well. Anybody else who want to drop it, man, drop it. Let us know what's up.
Drop it like it's hot.
Let's see. My homeboy Reggie, Indiana 76, dropped $5. He said, damn, here's another 5. So he must have dropped one earlier.
That's right.
Where is my shout out? Peace out. But I just shouted you out. Reggie, Indiana 76 in the building. Yes, yes. There it is. Listen, we got callers on the line. Today's topic is lit. One of them fire topics I just create. Gosh.
Shoot. And some people have an arrangement. Shoot, the girl knows he's having sex. She just at home being taken care of, and he's out on his dick is on the road.
His dick is on the road.
Yeah, it's like a world tour.
If you've just tuned in and you heard that, today's topic is good relationship myths. An intriguing look into some potentially disastrous beliefs regarding intimate relating. The number to dial here, 323-230-4610. The doctor and his head nurse.
Oh, shit.
Is in the building right now.
Oh, shit. In the building,
hey,
baby.
She's in the building with me. Let's get to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
EP, calling from Atlanta.
Hey.
From the A, what up, pimp?
going on with y'all? How y'all doing? How Mimi? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Joe, listening to you talk about basically focusing on yourself when dealing with, relationship problems got me thinking. This current situation I'm in, I need to probably evaluate how I communicate, especially after hearing the guy about the violent communication.
Right.
My lady's never told me that I talk down at her. That's my violent. I say some of the stuff I said disrespectful. I don't think, it came up recently in the conversation where I told her I've never been disrespectful to you. Well, she said, yes, you have. Such and such this, such and such that. And it has me questioning whether we have the same idea of respect or disrespect, and also if I come across in a way that makes her feel as if I don't value her feeling.
So let me just do this.
Let
me just do this really quickly. What kind of languaging do you use? Do you use I languaging or you languaging?
I don't understand that question.
Meaning, are you saying, if you would do this, if you would change that, if you would... Right. Because a lot of times when you frame it that way, people get defensive. Mm-hmm. When you reframe it, listen, this is what I think it is, and I could be wrong. Right. And this is what I feel, but my feelings could be off. Right. Brother, what kind of phone are you on, pimp?
Me?
Yeah, your phone is bugging
right now. What's going on? What y'all hear?
A lot of backup and
static.
It's a
lot of stuff, man. Let's get you right.
All right, hold on. Let me take you off of Bluetooth.
That's what it is.
Yeah. All right.
This nigga's on beige tooth.
All right, blonde tooth.
This is my guy, though. Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, bro. Much better.
All right.
So tell me, man, like, what kind of language? How do you frame your conversation?
I would say whenever we have a disagreement or whenever we're not seeing eye to eye, I say stuff like, that's not what I need, and I approach it that way. Our thing is she pours herself into me, and I don't see how what's the term I want to that you think I don't value her outside of being around her and all of that, and
does she give you
appreciate that.
Does she give you examples on how to value her?
Well, yeah, not all the time, but here recently she told me, she would like more of the thoughtful stuff, like during the day, texting her and calling her, and seeing how she doing, and I'm kind of like, you know what, you older than me, you was grown before I was grown, all that kind of thing.
And it's crazy. Let me jump in here real quick. It's crazy. Like if you're dating somebody that's a little bit older than you, they have different relationship game rules. Sometimes they come from a different era. Mm-hmm. So
not that much older.
Yeah. So I'm just giving like this basic example real quick. Like if you dating somebody from like the millennial generation, they see the attention as potentially attention whoring.
Right.
Like you want too much attention, right?
Right.
Whereas back in the day, the same activity would be seen as doting on somebody. Mm-hmm. Oh, he dotes on me. He really into me. Right. He checks on me. Like, the language was different back then.
Right.
Back then, checking up on your girl was part of the game.
Right.
That wasn't like, oh, you need too much attention. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if your woman is telling you, hey, man, you need to pay a little bit more attention, you need to reevaluate. Like, if you have a question about it, you might want to reevaluate who she is in your life. Because if she your girl, if she the one, then her asking for a little bit more attention ain't a bad thing. Let me tell you, I fucked off a great relationship because I ignored that shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a great relationship back in the day, man, and I fucked it smooth off.
Whoa, do tell.
Because she was like, yo, you off work? This is when I had to work at the homie's restaurant after the Foxhole went under.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working down at Dublin's.
Okay.
My homeboy owned Dublin's. And when I got off work, I get the call every other night or so, like, yo, don't go to the crib, come here.
Okay.
And I'd always ignore that. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm going home. I'm tired. But that was her way of saying, look, my nigga, what's happening?
Right.
You my guy? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Don't ignore the signs. Like when they reach out to you and tell you directly how to make them feel a certain way, you should be open if they're the one.
Right.
You underdig? You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I follow. And so I've been putting forth the effort to call more and you know, just to give you kind of some background. I'm 30. I just turned 36 last month. She's 42. She'll be 43 next month. So you know that's the age difference.
Yeah.
Neither of us have kids.
Oh yeah, she from that time of courting, my nigga.
And
she from the courting time.
Hello, y'all there?
Yeah, we here, bro. She from the time of courting.
Hello.
Yeah, we hear you. Hello. Somebody said when they stop asking, that's when you're in trouble.
Hey, listen. Preach. That's preaching right there. I told somebody that before. I said, when I stop telling you, that's the problem. That means I've given up.
Wow. When they stop asking. I'm going to tell you, man, when they stop asking, they done found new dickery for the stickery.
Right. Either that or they've given up just on the situation. You might not even have no new dick, but you don't want to deal with that bullshit. You like, nigga, bye and good night. I'm cool.
323-230-4610. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller. Drop him. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
This EP calling back again. I got dropped.
Yeah, that phone terrible, man.
Okay.
It ain't the phone, man. They stepped them audio problems y'all be having, man.
Nah, we fixed all of that, pimp. We are on deck. YouTube, can you hear this nigga's Bluetooth? They gonna tell me right now.
You're not on Bluetooth no more.
No, we good.
But I will say this. While I'm on hold, the Timberlake's game is over. You guys is
That's because of our that's because of our engineer.
Hilarious.
It's almost I can hear the Timberlake game louder than I can hear y'all.
Really?
But what I was saying was that I'm
tried to out you, Kim.
He like, you talk about my phone. What about your shit? That's what he said. Shit. What about you?
It's Verizon over here, man. It's Verizon. But listen, as far as the relationship, like I said, I'm 36, she's 42, and I'm not needy in that way, and I do believe she the one. And I told we had a conversation about it. Like, I don't really need people checking on me. I'm a business owner. I'm busy, really busy most of my day.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody checking in on me although I know it's her being concerned and her wanting to let me know she care about me, it can really come off as annoying and interruptive.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not needy in that way. But I guess she is. So I've been making a conscious effort to, stop my day whenever I'm thinking about her.
But listen to let me say this too. Remember this again. You got to change the framing of how you say it. You're saying I'm not needy in that way. She from a different generation, pimp. That's not needy to her. That's necessity. If a guy is into me, that's what he does.
Right.
You underdig? That's how she's socialized.
Is 6 years a generation gap?
It's enough. She's 42, pimp. I know 42-year-olds. I know what they is.
Yeah. As a woman becomes an age, different thoughts. We all learn different things. We expect certain things. I mean, maybe some expectations are out of bounds, but we have expectations.
Hey, man.
I know.
If she the one, man, just go the extra length. Go the extra mile if she the one.
Yep.
Well, here's my question, though, Zoe.
Yeah.
This extra mile, how much of myself do I need to be examining as it pertains to, communicating? That's just
First
one
and
example.
foremost, hey,
You know what I mean?
let me tell you something. You should never lose sight of yourself in a relationship because that's what you're in it for. You're in it to discover different areas and different nuances about yourself. So you should never lose sight of you. You understand? Never. Now, on the flip side, there's the question of compromise, right? And I always say compromise up to the line where you compromise who you are. Never compromise who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Never compromise your identity, what makes you what you are.
Never.
But compromise in order to make the relationship crack.
Facts.
There's going to be give and take at every turn. Now, ask yourself a question. If this so-called is the woman that you're supposed to be with, why is it such a big deal to give her more attention, especially if she's asking for it?
Good question. Glad you asked. Well, it's not a big deal. I don't have a problem doing it. Whenever I know of something, of course, she has to communicate it to me in one way or another. Whenever I know of something, I make a conscious effort to change or to remedy the situation, come up with a solution. But what we tend to not see eye to eye is I have abandonment issues, and she says that I leave when I don't want to deal with something. And, she say, as much as I have abandonment issues, I become the same thing I despise.
So I'm about to slap you in the dome piece real quick.
Slow down. No, slow down. My thing is, before I'll throw the whole situation away, I'm going to take a break. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I take a break and I withdraw a little bit. Let me say it like that.
Right.
And I'm in my own head and I'm processing thoughts and coming up with a solution. You feel me? Even if I am in my feelings or if I'm upset or whatever the case is, that ain't me abandoning her. And just because I don't want to be in her immediate environment or be on the phone with her for hours or
Agreed. But let me ask you this. What do you think the purpose of being in this relationship is for you? What is your purpose for being in this relationship? What do you think it is? Is your purpose to make her happy? Or is your purpose for being in this relationship to get over your abandonment issues?
I would hope both.
Yes.
I hope it's not a one-way street.
So what have you done? What have you done to observe what is necessary for you to get over your abandonment issues? What egoic thought processes are you holding on to in order to justify being the same way you came into the relationship?
Okay, I don't really understand that. You're saying what am I doing to abandon?
No, what are you doing to maintain the identity you had coming into the relationship? Sometimes it's unconscious.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm not letting her in all the way.
There we go. Now we getting there. I know. Now I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I might also not want to communicate with her the same way she communicates with me.
Wow. Here we go.
I feel like I shouldn't have to, and I don't demand that she communicate with me the same way. She long-winded as hell, and it just bothered me.
He can't even listen to her, boy. He can't even. Wow.
I mean, no, I can listen to her, but I got to be in the right. I don't know. It just can't be on Friday after a week of bad work.
I love this dude. I just can't be listening to your bullshit now.
Right.
Yeah, I can't be in Atlanta traffic and she's sending me a 3-minute message to say 30 minutes worth of stuff.
Well, watch this.
30 seconds.
Watch this, brother. Watch this, brother. Do you know how much more she's going to love you if you give her 10 minutes of uninterrupted listening time?
Every day?
Every day.
10 minutes is not that much time.
First off, it's 168 hours in a week, my nigga.
10 minutes is
10
not
minutes
much.
every day. If you just listen to her without judgment, without interruption, you just listen.
And now he laughed. He like, listen. You need to listen.
He can't even fathom that.
You know what it is? In my head, I'm thinking, okay, if I do 10 minutes, then, that's not going to be enough. But I could start with that. I could start with 10 minutes. I could start with 10 minutes.
Why don't you offer it to her as a gift?
Yes.
Don't make me make your relationship better. Why don't you offer it to her as a gift?
Well, this is what I did. When she told me that she needed more of my attention, I started going out of my way and doing stuff. You know what I mean? And
listen, let me help you with this, bro. Let me help you with this because I got answers and I want to give them to you real quick. Number one,
you always rushing me, though.
I know, because we at the end of the show and I'm trying to give you this information, pimp.
Give me the book.
All right, I got a book for you, by the way.
You need one, bro.
No, I'm gonna give you this.
You need me?
I'm gonna give you.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying that Zoe has very good information. I see him over here thinking, he's looking, he's figuring out what you need. So this is a special time for you. We're trying to help you. We love you.
I'm trying to give you that good fire.
Yes, he's hooking you up. That's what I meant.
First off, don't give her the time as a pity thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay, here's your time to talk. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
That's what I was doing.
Exactly. And she could feel that, and it's disingenuous,
right.
and it's creating more problem with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying if you really gonna do it, commit to it, 2 feet in. Get into it. Like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you, really, without judgment. I'm not gonna try to figure out your problems. I'm just gonna listen. She will appreciate that. 10 minutes out of your day. You feel me? She will appreciate that. Your relationship will get better, bro.
Yes.
Without you trying to do anything. A lot of times men want to answer questions. Niggas want to solve problems. Sometimes solving her problem is you allowing her to speak and her feeling safe in your environment to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she said, and you're right. I'm a solution-based kind of person. I like to see results. I like to see progress.
Okay, man. Jesus. Give her 10
Go
minutes.
ahead, I'm finished.
You give her 10 minutes.
10 minutes and what else?
And then this book I want you to get because you got some issues, my nigga.
But we got you.
We love this dude. Guilt
it's
is
just my patience. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And abandonment that you mentioned.
Yeah, here's the book though. Guilt is the teacher. Love is the lesson. By Joan Borysenko. Joan Borysenko. Borysenko is B as in boy, O as in Oscar, R as in Ralph, Y as in yellow, S as in Sam, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, K as in Kelly, O as in Oscar. Joan Borysenko, PhD. Great book. Guilt is the teacher. Love is the lesson. You got to let go of that abandonment shit because that shit gets you closed off. Closed off to the point now you don't have no fucking patience. You're trying to give your girl solutions to problems that may not exist because the real problem may be you not being open enough to just listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, listening to your woman go a long way. And I'm going to tell you, I was just like you, dog. I done blew through women, good women, solid women, by not listening. You understand? By not listening. Go ahead and run her up off. Bounce up out of here, nigga. If you don't listen to her, she's going to be somewhere else. She's going to find somebody at the job who listen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what? I appreciate that. I really do. And you just giving me the name of the book, making me think about maybe that's why you re-rushing me off the phone because you don't like to be interrupted. And I can just imagine if I was in studio with you, you'd probably beat my ass.
No, it ain't like
No.
I had to throw that jab in there. I had to throw it in there, man.
I see. God don't like ugly. No more free coaching for your ass. Appreciate the call, man. Good looking, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Goddamn ingrates. You're like all the others. You come to me with a begging bowl. Listen.
Hilarious.
I like to say this at the end of the shows, man. We don't have all the answers, but we do like to start the discussions. I felt like we had some very interesting callers.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of hard-headed ass men calling in tonight that don't want to listen to the jewel.
But I love that. That shows vulnerability.
I respect the fact
I
that
love it.
Yeah, they was calling in. This shit was cool. You know? So I loved it. You know? Continue the conversations, guys. Continue them at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Read together. I always tell people, buy the relationship dismount and alternate chapters every night.
I like that.
Read to each other every night. That book is a book of relationship bullshit prevention.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to run to that motherfucker when you in trouble. Read it before you get in trouble.
Right.
You end it? So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, for calling in. It was a dope-ass show. Got nothing but love for everybody here. Mimi, where can they find you, baby boo?
Oh, you can find me at Keeping It Real with Mimi on all social medias. And check us out next Thursday, me and Zoe, on Keeping It Real with Mimi on Accelerated Radio, 7 to 8 p.m. And I saw some people asking, are we going to be on YouTube? Yes, next week we will. So check us out. I promise you, you'll love it. We clowning.
Hey, man, ain't nothing but fun. Ain't nothing but learning, growing. That's what it's about.
That's right.
This was Friday. I'm about to go upstairs and do my man Antonio Moore's show.
That's right.
I'm guesting on his show tonight.
The man.
So it's going to be fly. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all. Deuces.
Deuces.